We've talked about cost of living a lot, but do you know where the data suggests has the lowest cost of living in the country? I'm Charles Blaine, and this is Texas Tomorrow. The United States Department of Commerce's Bureau of Economic Analysis, say that 5 times fast, released its data on regional price parities. What it does is it measures the prices of goods and services across states and metropolitan areas, and while some of these costs are due to things that are outside of anyone's local control, like the overall state of the American economy, much of it is in fact driven by local decisions, like taxing, spending, crime, and regulation. Most of the cities that lead this list are in the South and Midwest, not exactly surprising to anyone who follows local politics. But the city that came in first is McAllen, Texas. It received a score of 86.9, which is 13% lower than the national average. So if you take that in real numbers, that means that for $100 of goods and services, necessities, you're paying $86.82 in McAllen. And the median home price there is $275,000. Some attribute the driver of the city's ranking to that last number, its low housing costs. The supply of homes was up 41% year over year in September, and there's still plenty of places to grow and spread out over there. McAllen is growing fast, and that's why, according to the mayor, they've reduced their taxes for the past 2 years and plan to do so again. They said not only is their tax base growing from people moving there, but their sales tax is booming as well, allowing property taxpayers to take full advantage of that. When we look at places and their affordability, we don't just like affordability for the sake of affordability, but it plays a bigger role in so many things. Consider things like the country's birth rates. We hear a lot about the declining birth rate in America and many people delaying having children because of cost of living. People's ability to own their own property and truly invest in their communities. People's ability to stay in one place and not be forced to chase a job or a cheaper way of life. We all know the story of people fleeing from New York and California to lower tax states and by extension, lower cost of living states. And Texas is a powerhouse because of its people. And a large driver of why people have chosen to move and stay here is the cost of living. So this metric is a critical one, and it has tentacles that can impact a number of other areas. And again, it's in part driven by what happens nationally and even globally, but what happens locally also has a ton of implications on it in the long run. Tax increases, bonds, which are also tax increases, pet projects, crime, all of these factor into the cost of living. But the way many local officials tell it, they have no control over the economy or how much you pay. But don't be fooled. They have more control than they'd have you believe, which means you have more control than you know. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Texas Tomorrow. Please like, share, comment, and tell us if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you'd like us to talk about.